All right, guys, welcome back into another NFL DFS video. My name is Polzin with 9 to 5 Sports. Going to be getting into this Monday Night Football Showdown slate. Now, I know a lot of you guys, I got a lot of messages saying, hey, I played your lineup with Torrey last night. Was very successful. Appreciate it. Well, good on you guys for playing that lineup. All right, it was fun. It was awesome. Man, if Devin Singletary just stays up on that little ankle biter tackle, take down a GPP pretty easily, or just play Dobbs in the captain spot in that lineup instead of Singletary, take down a GPP as well. But I do want to point out, guys, the reason why Torrey was a great play was because Christian Watson got injured during the game, okay? And that has been the difference maker in a lot of showdown slates as of recently, are these injuries occurring, then opening up these other plays, like injuries occurring in game. So let's just hope that that injury doesn't happen in this game, because I don't really see a player that I would want to be on if another player is inactive, all right? So that was awesome, though. I just want to touch on that. That was a fun little fourth quarter, pretty much. Dobbs had an awesome catch, and then the Torrey touchdown was a lot of fun as well. If you guys enjoy the coverage, make sure to like and subscribe. I do appreciate that. That does help me be able to help you guys out. All right, let's get into the picks for this slate. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm going with the Halloween theme here, just for you guys. Hopefully you appreciate that. The little things, So starting off, I'm just going to start off with Joe Mixon, because I think he's like the easiest lock on the slate. Now, Joe Mixon has kind of sucked this season, okay, but he's been consistent enough because the volume has been there, the playing time has been there, the usage has been there, okay? So Joe Mixon against the Cleveland Browns, which are one of the worst defenses in the league against the run, he should be able to go off. And honestly, if it doesn't happen, I think we're going to see a lot of Samaje Perine in this game instead. Like, Joe Mixon needs to go out and have a good game. Now, I do expect that to happen, but maybe you're putting Mixon into 85% of your builds or something like that. Maybe in the builds that you don't have him, you put Perine in just in case, because Perine is pretty cheap and he could break a couple of big runs as well, playing about like 24 to 30% of the snaps. And then from there, with Jamar Chase out, that does open up a lot of plays for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they are the players that I want to be on the most. So like Joe Burrow, last week's cash play, because he has just been so consistent, okay? And he continues to be so consistent. Like, if we can lock in around 16 DK points, like that's his floor on a showdown slate, I'll take that. And we can see over the last few games, 42, 35, 18 against Baltimore. That was kind of not good, but 20 and 23 DK points, like highly consistent as a fantasy producer thus far this season. And so I like playing him in the flex. With Jamar Chase out, you could easily go Tyler Boyd, who is certainly mispriced now with Jamar Chase out. So we should be looking at around, let's just say 5 to 10 targets in this one for him. And the thing with Tyler Boyd's targets is there are a lot of easy targets. They're easy to catch targets. They're easier to catch targets, I should say. A lot of short routes, a lot of across the middle routes. So he should be a safe play. Like, I think if we can get 12 DK points out of that, we'll certainly take him, but he does have the upside to go for 20 DK points. Same thing with T. Higgins, fully healthy. The problem here is that all the great plays, I think, are the Bengals. And you guys will see that here. Like, it just makes sense. The targets are there. The volume's there in the passing game. And obviously the rushing should be there given the matchup. And then from there, guys, I hate to say it, but I do like Michael Thomas a lot as well. Mike Thomas a lot. Priced at 1.2. You look at the two games in which T. Higgins was out, he saw 3 and 5 targets. And in those games, he played in 69 and 20 and 71% of the snaps. Okay, last week he saw about 19% of the snaps. I do expect him to be the third receiver in this offense, and I do expect him to play over 50% of the snaps. If he's getting over 50% of the snaps, then he should be someone that, all it takes is really one catch to hit value. Where'd you guys hear that? Last night. But Mike Thomas, yeah. So just at the price point, I don't mind him. Is he someone that you're particularly going out of your way to play? No, but if you're trying to make lineup pass work, he's someone you can certainly fill in and play just for that one catch. And I will say, sure, you could play the kicker, McPherson. I'm fine with that. Been a pretty solid producer DK point wise. So you could play him, could get you 8 DK points. I don't mind Hayden Hurst as well. Hayden Hurst playing about 66% of the snaps thus far this season. So he can have a game where he does get 5 or so targets, 4 receptions, 60 yards, 10 DK points. That wouldn't be out of the question. That wouldn't be too shocking. Now moving on to the Cleveland side of the ball. If you guys haven't figured it out, I'm not the biggest fan of the Cleveland Browns on this slate. You got Nick Chubb going against the Bengals, who have been a pretty good run defense, which is kind of surprising, okay? Nick Chubb does get kind of hindered by game flow a little bit. He's not going to get a lot of work in the passing game. So if the Bengals are up in this game, like I kind of think they are, we could see more of a 50-50 split between him and Kareem Hunt. Now, the thing with Kareem Hunt is There's trade rumors going out. Like, that's always kind of a weird situation when there's trade talks going on. The thing with Kareem Hunt is I do think we could see around 4 targets in this game to him. 5.6, if we do get 4 targets, that is a cheap price point for him. Not guaranteed, though. I do worry about the 2 running back plays. That is my biggest worry. And I will say Amari Cooper is very cheap for the amount of volume he has been getting most games. Okay, against Baltimore, only 4 targets. Against Atlanta, only 4 targets. But he has had multiple games of over 10 targets. So, like, that could be there. The play that I think I like the most, though, is going to be DPJ. DPJ is actually playing the most snaps, by like 2 more than Cooper. Most snaps out of any non-quarterback on the team. Skills player on the team, I should just say. We've seen the targets be there now the last 4 weeks. 6, 5, 7, 9. I like that a lot. And he's been like a consistent fantasy producer as well. With Cooper drawing a lot of the defensive attention, it's left DPJ to be someone you could look to on plays that maybe are broken or you're worried about double coverage on Cooper and whatnot. Like, he is someone you can just kind of throw the ball to. Not a great player, but good enough. Can we get 10 DK points out of him? That's the question. I think we can. I think that's certainly within the realm of possibilities, and I do really love the price point of him. We do need to get some Cleveland Browns players into our builds. I think he'd be a great route in which to do that. I will say David Bell is also cheap. He's playing about 50% of the snaps now. Plays 63 and 57% of the snaps the last 2 weeks. Could he be someone that does something in tonight's game? Sure, but honestly, I'd much rather play Mike Thomas, who's going to play more snaps most likely. So that'd be the route in which I'd want to go there. So obviously we have some salary left over here. I do like Mike Thomas. Let's see what else we can do though. Yeah, so this is where I would honestly be fine with playing one of the kickers here, whether it's McPherson or York. You could go with that. You could go P. Ryan as well. Not a terrible route in which you can go. I will say Harrison Bryant is another play that I don't mind. He's going to be filling in as the starting tight end with David Njoku out. Probably going to play around, let's just say 50 to 70% of the snaps. Could be a guy that gets around 5 targets. Kind of the Hayden Hurst play, just cheaper. I don't mind it, but I don't love it as well. It'd be a cheap way in which you could kind of get another pass catcher in this game. My biggest issue here, guys, is like Joe Mixon should be the highest score on this slate. So it's tough not to play him. Okay, that is my biggest issue on this slate, is that like he should be the guy, which makes the slate difficult. So I'm trying to fit Cooper in there. I guess you could go Mike Thomas here as well, or David Bell. Not a terrible lineup as well. As you guys can see, they're not a direct lineup path, not a game in which we have like kind of easy lineup paths to go about. It is one in which I do like, but at the same time, I don't like loading up on 5 or even 4 Cincinnati Bengals players. I don't like overloading a team like I kind of think the lineup path is telling us to do on this slate. So it might be one in which I would suggest dialing it back a little bit, but hopefully we can have a good slate. I do want to mention, if you guys want to join 9 to 5, you can. The membership is $10 a month. Okay. That includes PGA, NFL, and NBA DFS as well. For PGA, it is everything kind of included, everything you would need to succeed PGA DFS wise. For NFL, it's just the cheat sheet that has ownership leverage tool. If you guys have seen that, you kind of are familiar with it. And then for NBA, it is the cheat sheet. And then for NFL DFS, PGA DFS, and NBA DFS, we have the DraftKings lineup optimizer available as well. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.